What is up, gamers? I am Sori Valio, and thank you for watching or listening our episode 4, Next Level Podcast, episode 4. And of course, if you guys are listening to us on Podomatic, I left the link if you guys want to watch the video format. And of course, if you're watching the YouTube video, you can also go to the description below and click so you can download the audio file so you can listen to it on the go, so you don't have to see our faces. Our faces.
What do they want to see us? We're
You should probably stop saying down below, because I have a feeling within the next couple of months, YouTube is going to change their layout again.
And
it'll be like
Well, just look around anywhere on the screen, up, down, sideways.
Wherever the links are, go there.
Yes,
exactly.
Whatever the description is, you'll find the information you need.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. But anyway, I am Sori Valio as always. And next to me is the one and only Penny the Ass Mary is right next to me. We have the one and only the sexy Mr. Minion69, host of Minion's Corner.
What's up, fans?
And we have N7 Sketcher. Jesus Christ,
what the hell's wrong with you?
I think it must be that.
I don't want to say anything.
Must be that soda he's drinking. You okay?
Soda.
Now you guys are gonna have to do the show without me.
Are you drunk? Wait a minute.
What's wrong with the soda?
Don't get that face. Relax.
How many times do we have to go through this? I am only 18. I do not drink without my parents' permission. I am a good kid.
What are you talking about? This soda.
Alright, whatever. Okay, I have his picture up, his video up, laying back, Mr. Oni.
With like an empty space, man.
Yep.
Yeah, you should probably center your camera some more, maybe.
Forever alone.
It's like you were banished into that side of the couch.
Oh my
This is my mouse side of the couch, okay? You can't do that from this side of the couch because this is where the chips are.
Oh. That's where you charge your phones at too, right?
Yeah, and I put my drinks in the cup holder.
I wish I had a cup holder.
I wish I had a couch.
Oh I think we should just do a regular thing that we're just hanging out because you guys are not even letting me talk. Jesus.
Sorry.
Mary.
It's called a pre-show. Jesus Christ.
Pre-show live. Anyway, today we got a couple of rumors and news.
Damn.
I'm gonna try to speed run this before our panel gets so crazy.
Before
anyway,
the panel gets drunk.
Before the panel gets drunk, yeah. So we're gonna start off with the rumors. First of all, there was an article that Naughty Dog is thinking about releasing Uncharted Collection.
This is a part of our
rumors PS4.
Nope.
What? Come on, Ed7.
Well,
why not?
I got confused. I was like, Blu-ray or Blu-rays? Because it didn't say it properly.
Well, you know what they mean. It means it's coming out on the Blu-rays. That means it's not going digital. That's what it means. It doesn't mean that it's just one Blu-ray. I don't think the PS4. I don't know if the PS4 has the new. I don't know if the PS4 has the new Blu-ray drive that they have like 128 gigs on them.
Well, it's gonna probably be a download.
No, it's gonna be on Blu-ray, so it's not gonna be a download.
I think that pack also includes the one that came out for the Vita, right?
It includes all 5 games.
All 5 games.
Supposedly.
I wonder.
Supposedly, that is the
Uncharted 1,
rumor.
Uncharted 2, 3, Fight for Fortune, and Golden Abyss.
Oh yeah, they have that card game. Actually, I got into it. I actually got into that card game.
I think it's too early though.
You think so?
Yeah, because the PS4 only came out in November. It was November, right? Or
yeah,
October.
but I think November.
Yeah,
November,
it's just because if you think about
15.
it, the God of War Saga or the 1 and 2 remakes for the PS3 didn't come out until about 2-3 years after the PS3 was released.
Connection.
It's like Uncharted 3 was only released in 2011, and here comes the PS4, and it's just like, throw it out there.
I think it's because Tomb Raider did so good on the PS4 too. Tomb Raider did really good in sales.
It's the only game to play right now.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That explains why it went so well.
I mean, that was the first game I actually beat on the new consoles too. That was the first game I beat. That's kind of wow, but yeah.
It's the only game. I mean, come on.
There is another rumor too, though, in UK that supposedly they're going to remaster each Uncharted game. So, and they're going to release them in order.
Yeah, that's basically what we're talking about. They're supposed to release them, and they're supposed to release them on the PS4.
I mean,
I don't think they're gonna release
them.
That's what they're saying in order, though. In UK, that's what they're saying in order.
I don't know if it. I mean, that would be stupid.
It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor. I'm just saying.
If that rumor is true, that would be the most stupidest thing they could do. Why would the hell?
That would be kind of crazy.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but all the Final Fantasies are different because none of the Final Fantasies really relate to each other. But the Uncharted ones do. You know, like.
Could you even say the Uncharted games actually relate to each other, except having the same characters?
Well, but I mean, it's still kind of.
They kind of if you play part 2,
Final Fantasy.
It's more than Final Fantasy. I mean, Final Fantasy. It's like now we're in Midgard. Now we're like space pirates. It's like every game is like a completely different universe.
I'm a monkey.
Didn't they have Captain Jack Sparrow in one of those?
That's Kingdom
I
Hearts.
don't know if it was actually Captain Jack Sparrow, but it probably looked just like it.
Jesus fucking Christ, this man. Anyway, look, I think I had this debate with Markman before, and it's something that I truly, I'm all for it. If they're gonna re-release some games from the PS3, I'm okay with watching them on the PS4. Like I said, I played Tomb Raider. I fell in love with it all over again. The graphics. It's something like, you know what? PC gamers had this for a very long time, and Oni could say this because he's been a PC gamer for a long time. They always get the better version with the nice graphics and the physics engines and all this other stuff. It's about time that us console gamers get something nice. So I don't mind seeing The Last of Us or any other Uncharted games on the PS4. I really don't mind, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, the graphics on Tomb Raider were for the PS4 almost exactly the same as we were playing them on PC. So, I mean, it's like everyone was like, "Oh my god," and it's like I'm like, "Oh, it's the same."
Well, yeah, I know you, but I know you played it on the PC, so you were like, "Oh, whatever." But me,
it's
when
got
I saw Metal Gear
now, just like it was before.
Yeah, like I saw.
Now it's with a controller. Awesome.
I know. I saw Metal Gear Solid, and I was like, "Oh my god, that shit it looks so real." Marilu was like,
I think I was freaking the fuck out. It's just like, it looks like I can walk onto that scene, like push the gate, and actually experience that little area. It looks so freaking amazing.
So again, I'm all for it. So I'm getting Rayman Legends. I never played this, so I'm actually picking that up pretty soon, and I'm getting Guacamelee.
What about you, Keith?
Do you remember back in the day when games first came out and we were like, man, it looks so amazing. I could just walk right into that scene.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to relate that to.
We all been through that experience.
Mario was saying that Metal Gear Solid 5, she could look like she could just walk into it. Yet she said the exact same thing when the Heavy Rain demo came out.
Yes.
He got you. That was
true. But it's true. That is true, and quite frankly, I'm pretty sure anybody has done it in the past with the old pixel games.
It's just amazing. It is honestly amazing how we can look back on older games and say, "Wow, we've improved."
Yeah, the way the levels of improvement have gone. We went from Final Fantasy graphics that this man said it looks so real, to now where we're like fighting. That's just one example.
Tomb Raider 1.
Man, I remember when Sega Genesis came out, and I was like, "Holy crap!" It's like
when I first saw Mortal Kombat. When I first saw Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis, I was like, what is this? It's so real. Look at the pictures. They look real. It's like they took a picture of it and it's right there. Oh my god, these characters real.
PlayStation 1, the Tomb Raider games was for me. That's how far back it goes for me.
Nah, me was Resident Evil 1. I was like, yo, this is so real. I'm not talking about the beginning movie. I know that was real, but I'm talking about like the graphics when they walked in. I was like, Dad, look at that. So now it's funny because my brother.
That looks so real.
Brother,
Oh, wait.
200 polygon faces.
My little brother grew up on the PS2 era, so that was his era. And he knew that we played PS1. He's seen PS1 games, but he basically started playing on PS2. So recently, he sends me a message and he goes, "Do you really thought Resident Evil 1 looked real?" I was like, "Yeah." He messaged me. He's like, "The flamethrower looks like a stick. What are you talking about?"
You know what?
I was like, "But it looks cool. What are you talking about?"
Big generation difference, man. I don't think it back in the day was more about graphics. It was more about the story. But yeah, the graphics look amazing back in. I remember playing Mario 64, and I was like, "Oh my God, is this world fucking 3D? Like, holy shit! I can see around." Yeah.
When the whole sandbox thing came out for me, I was just like, "This is so awesome! There's endless places to go."
Games are just evolving, so it's crazy. I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, I'm happy to live in this era where we get next gen consoles, and I mean, just the graphics are amazing. But speaking of like you were saying, so I mean, I wouldn't mind playing Uncharted 1, 2, 3 on PlayStation 4, especially the graphics. I mean, I was just playing Fable Anniversary, and I remember playing that on the Xbox, and I'm like, oh shit, they did a really nice job remastering on the 360. It's a classic game. I don't mind playing, so I wouldn't mind playing Uncharted 3 on PlayStation 4.
Or how about the original Fallout games?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Could you imagine them just remaking them with like the Fallout 3 engine? It would be amazing.
They lost rights, didn't they?
As long as I don't make it to the pit and I fall through the floor every time I reload.
That's true. Yeah.
That would make me happier.
But again, I mean, if they're able to remaster some classic games and put them on the new next-gen consoles, yeah, I'll play them. I mean, fans will always play them.
Yeah, I think that I'm about to do something on the page next month. I'm gonna do like 30 games. Every day I'm gonna post like a new game of my favorite games from last gen. So I'm thinking about doing that on the page every day. Put something new, and so yeah, I don't mind playing none of those games on the PS4, like Mass Effect or
Oh yeah.
I bought Resident Evil 4 as soon as it came on PS4 just because I was like, oh my god, those are games that I don't mind playing. And I have a lot of HD. I have a lot of HD remakes. I have the Metal Gears. I have God of War 1, 2, the ones for the PSP. I'm getting Jak and Dex. I got Jak and Dex for the Vita. I'm getting Final Fantasy X and X-2 this month. So it's like, I don't mind playing good. You see, it's good when they make good games and they bring them to the next gen. Like, good games, not no whack-ass games. Like, I don't care about playing no freaking, let me see.
Don't say a game that I like.
DuckTales.
Don't say a game that I like.
Like
is it DuckTales that you like?
Driver 1 or something like that. Those type of games. Like, I don't mind playing Grand Theft Auto either. Grand Theft Auto 5 on the next gen or something like that. I mean, it's coming out for PC. Why can't it come out? If it comes out for PC, let me not say it does come out. If it does come out for PC, it could come out for Xbox One and PS4. But with that being said, guys, let's just keep going with the rumors. And then the next rumor is unannounced game property for PlayStation platform. Teased by Ken Cubs, Mr. I'm saying that name for the life of me. Go ahead, Miss
Yoshinori Ono.
There you go. The guy who does the Street Fighter, the guy that walks around with the little Blanca. I already know what game it is.
My God, he's the most funniest person to ever.
I already know what game it is. If the rumors are true, I already know what game it is, and I hope that people don't get like, oh man, that was the game it was. So I mean, what you guys think is what game you think is Handcuff making for the PS4? I want to hear your guys' thought. Darkstalkers, that's a good one.
I would be so happy if they made a Darkstalkers game.
Well, when Street Fighter after Street Fighter 4 came out, didn't they release rumors or whatever about a new Darkstalkers game?
We actually saw.
We went to Comic-Con 2 years ago.
Yeah, I have the animated series.
They actually had a section. That's pretty much where my comment comes that being in the same room with that man is fucking hilarious because we went to Comic-Con 2 years ago, and he just kind of came out from the back of the room in a Chun-Li suit.
Yeah, he was on the
and walking with his little Blanca in his hand. He decided to show us a little clip of Darkstalkers.
Of how Darkstalkers would look on PS3. Well, on that time, PS3.
They're working on 2 different games that they were going to bundle together.
Yeah, that was the Darkstalkers 3 and I think it was Darkstalkers 3.
Resurrection?
Yeah, Resurrection. That was the name of the game. And basically, what he said was, if this game does good on PSN and Xbox Live, it might give Cancub Cancub might give us the green light to go on with the new Darkstalkers game for the consoles. But basically, I don't know what happened after that. I haven't heard anything about it.
This is what he was waiting for.
I mean, hopefully, Shadow. I mean, and 7. I think that would be amazing. I would love to play Darkstalkers again. Anyway, Oni, I think you were saying a game. What game you think it is, if the rumors are true?
I have no idea.
No.
I would be so. I was gonna say Darkstalkers because I'm just partial to Darkstalkers because I actually have the animated series in my house. So I mean, if it's not gonna be Darkstalkers, I'm gonna say this for an ex-compatriot. I hope that they make a Mega Man.
Yeah.
But probably never gonna happen. I mean, but it's like, if they do, I mean, a lot of people are waiting for it. So, I mean, if they'd actually make a really good Mega Man, like if they actually make a 3D Mega Man and make it have a good storyline and kind of that stuff, I mean, it would be pretty cool. But I doubt that's going to happen. It's more likely going to be a fighting game because Capcom is just they're all about fighting games now, so.
Yeah, and remember me. And remember me.
Well,
yeah.
You have to look at it in a certain way, too. Capcom doesn't have much under their belt anymore.
No, not anymore.
What? Mega Man, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil.
That would be cool. New Monster Hunter would be cool.
Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
You think another Devil May Cry may come out?
Actually,
I hope not.
That's a good point. I think it's either going to be Darkstalkers or a new Monster Hunter game for the Vita.
It'll probably be Monster Hunter, dude.
I think you guys are all wrong.
What
do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be fucking Sega versus Capcom.
So when you're saying that, is that what you're actually hoping for, or what you actually think is going to happen?
Well, both. I'm hoping for, because they talked about it back in 2009, and that Capcom was looking for somebody to bring more characters, kind of like Capcom versus Marvel, Capcom versus Street Fighter, Capcom versus shit. I don't know.
Tekken, Street Fighter X Tekken.
Did you just say Capcom versus Street Fighter?
Yeah, they're both the same thing.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
I know what he's talking about.
Capcom versus anything.
I think I know what he's talking about because they did that. They actually made a Street Fighter versus Capcom, and it was teased. And then they made Mega Man X Street Fighter or something like that. So yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
it's like blue Capcom characters versus green Street Fighter.
Exactly.
They're exactly the same, but they fight each other.
Think of how many Sega characters people grew up with and loved. I mean, you're talking about Sonic, Tails. I mean, there's so many Sega characters.
They already beat
but how could you make Sonic into a fighter?
Hey, it's Sonic
Smash Brothers.
It's Sonic
They
Boom.
did it with Smash Brothers. There shouldn't be a problem if they choose to make it again.
Yeah, but there's Smash Brothers. Hold on.
No.
Smash Brothers and Street Fighter and Street Fighter Marvel's Capcom are 2 different games.
Well, remember,
all Sonic does is run around and spin in a ball. I mean, he shouldn't be having any moves.
When they made
what does Blanca do? Blanca just does electricity and throws himself and just punches.
He rolls around in the ball. Basically, Blanca is
so you're gonna
Sonic.
just turn Blanca into Sonic?
No.
Like Blanca a Sonic costume?
Sonic turns into a werewolf.
Maybe one of his main moves is to go so fast around you melt. I don't know. You go flying. I mean, I'm just saying it would be a game that I would love to see. It would be fun. Yeah, hell yeah, it would be fun to play. Most definitely.
So, alright. So, Mary,
I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, that's right. I mean,
I really wouldn't know, actually. Maybe a Resident Evil game. Maybe. Since they're already raping that series too.
I'm tired of Resident Evil.
That franchise, Jesus.
I'm tired of Resident Evil.
You know, if
Resident Evil was good.
Game, that'd be nice.
Look, the last good Resident Evil was 4. And I'm pushing.
Which one was 4? Was that the one with the triangle guy?
That was with Leon.
The one with Leon, where he's going after that bitch. Leon.
Yeah, the one with the.
No, where were they? Where were they? Were they in Africa?
They were in that village. No. The village.
This was the village.
With the Spanish
the
guys.
Farmhouse village, the farm village.
And the castle.
I don't remember.
Probably don't remember.
Oh, you know what? You know what would be another good game? Dino Crisis.
Oh God, no! Are you
this guy
serious?
just said what I thought. Oh my God. Okay, you know what? Since Million said that, hold on. Since Million said that, I'm gonna give you guys my 2 predictions. There's 2 of them. One, there was a rumor that Handcuff is rebooting Dino Crisis and is coming to next
Oh
gen.
shit! You see?
That is a rumor.
That gives me a headache just thinking about it right now.
But there is a rumor. That is a rumor. That is a rumor. I mean,
you know what they haven't released in a bit?
When he said Dino Crisis, I was like, oh shit, he got it. But that's one of them. That's one of them. My second prediction is that Ultra Street Fighter 4 will be on PS4, PS3, and Xbox 360.
About that.
Because Ultra Street Fighter 4 has not come out yet. Right. It was supposed to come out, I think, in February. They haven't teased anything. They're just giving out some trailers here and there of the new characters. And in the PlayStation commercial, in one of the PlayStation 4 commercials, they had a thing where it's supposedly a guy dressed as Ryu, and it was Hadouken taxis or something like that. So it was, if you guys look at the We the Players trailer, in the beginning, the guy that's sitting in the taxi, he's in that Hadouken taxi or whatever, and they're showing Ryu and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that that's what it is. They also, the guy, Ono, he had a PS4 controller and he had Blanca next to him and he was smiling. So that's another thing that might be Ultra Street Fighter 4. That's why I don't want people to be like, oh my god. No, it might be Ultra Street Fighter 4 on PS4. I'm just, you know, I'm lowering down my expectations.
I am literally gonna flip a desk if it's Dino Crisis.
We're getting an outside looking in point of view.
I mean,
right.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a good game. I mean, I never really
back
played
hey,
back
here
in the
comes
day.
Raptors. Let's shoot them, and then I'll be like in the living room flipping a desk.
One game that Capcom released for the PS2 that sold really well but was underrated at the same time.
I know what it is.
What is it?
I know what it is. Onimusha.
No.
Oh, fuck!
If you say it right, it's Onimusha.
Onimusha.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okami.
Okami, but Okami already
Little
came
dog?
out. Yeah, but Okami already came out on PSN.
It's possible. No,
For
it's
the Vita.
possible because the new controller
came
has
out
a
for the
touchpad
PS.
on the back.
It might be.
So
that is true.
You
That
could
is
use
a good
all
one.
sorts of crazy hand controls now that you have the touchpad on the back of the controller.
Yeah.
Imagine it actually uses the light, and you can actually move the light towards, the line or something. Imagine it uses that. That'd probably be cool, because that stupid light bar, they're not using it for anything else. Might as well use it for something like
It was
that.
supposed to be something to remove the wand.
To tell you the truth, I really would like if we go into what we would like to see them do, I think Onimusha will be my #1 pick. I love that fucking game series, and to this day, Part 3 had the best opening in video game history. There's no video game opening as good as Onimusha 3.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's gonna be hard for them to find a new storyline after the last one.
That is true.
They kind of
Unless
summed
they
everything
rebooted.
up.
At least they rebooted or something like that. They did it to DMC. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Onimusha would be one of the games that I would like to see. So, now, and 7, can we move to the next river?
Nope. Yeah.
So this one is something that it's close to my heart, and it's close to me going insane. And I have given up on. I truly given up on this. According to Insider, there was a guy at Insider that he works really close with Square Enix supposedly. That he's saying that Final Fantasy VII remake is actually they're doing it.
Well,
they've been doing it for years.
I know, right?
It has to have been years, and now the guy is saying what he's saying. Because in the article it says that the part where he says it will take a lot of effort means that the insider said that's what it means. Like, that part right there means it's being made.
Yeah, but look, I'm going to be honest. Look, for me as a fan of Final Fantasy VII, I'm like a big Final Fantasy VII fan. And if they do it, look, Final Fantasy 13 was a failure for me. It was a very big disappointment. 13-2, another disappointment. No, he don't like 13. He despised 13 too. Well, no, he's okay with 13.
I don't like 12.
He doesn't like 12.
He doesn't like 12, but 13's okay.
But look at their track record. After 10, 12, 11 was okay for those who likes MMO. But 12, for some of us, was a garbage piece of crap.
12,
Sorry, Yuki.
12 was 11 with a storyline.
Sorry, Yuki.
It was hard to play.
Then 13 was horrible. 13-2 was horrible. Lightning Return, horrible.
Jesus.
And then Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 in the beginning was horrible. It was they had to like stop it and they had to remake it, and finally they did good. 15 looks good, but I'm kind of edgy about it.
15 looks sexy. I want to play that.
It's the same guy who does 7.
You guys can bite me about 13, okay?
Look, I agree with you that 13 was good after Chapter 11. After Chapter 11, the game was good because the battle system was amazing. I love that battle system after Chapter 11. Even though they kept
it just took them a while to get to where they needed to go. Okay.
I felt like it was too linear, but again, Final Fantasy X, a lot of people don't realize it was linear too. It was from point A to point B, point B, but at the end you get that nice airship and you can go anywhere you want. In 13, it never happened. I thought that was what was going to happen towards the end. Oh, I could go back to these places, whatever, and get some nice ultimate weapons and things like that. Never happened. But again, what can you do?
Right.
But again, that system, the guild system in 13 was horrible. I mean, you gotta like spend.
That's true. Yeah, the guild system sucked.
Those side quests and all that stuff. It's the worst side questing I've ever done. Like part 10, it was more fun getting the ultimate weapons, but not for this.
That was the worst game I ever bought.
I remember,
dude, the Brink was the worst game I've ever bought. So don't even compare them.
I know N7 bought that game.
I bought it the day it came out.
Yeah.
Brink, and you were like, yeah, it's amazing, and then you like took it back the next day and was like,
I beat the game. I was looking for people to get platinum, so I didn't have. I wanted to get the platinum on that game so bad, so I had a reason that I bought it.
Wow. I was going to get it because you got it. I was like, maybe I should get it. Then he told me it sucks. So that was like,
what I recall about Brink was you were telling everybody, we should all get it.
But
we should all play together.
It looked good. It actually looked like Titanfall. Back in the days.
A lie.
Well, I'm trying to remember
Titanfall. No. To be fair, Titanfall uses the same basic movement controls.
Exactly.
But I mean, the thing is like Brink, they didn't nail the story. I mean, the actual game of it was lame. You know, you go on there and it's like the multiplayer is just like so lame. The movement is amazing, but the storyline is just lame.
Well, isn't the multiplayer just the same thing as the single player?
Yeah, except for like when you're playing it, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
Because there are like 150,000 people who are out there trying to kill you for no reason, and they don't give a shit about the storyline. Like, there's like 7 people who are actually interested in the storyline. It's like they're getting killed by the people who don't. And it just turns into an also slaughter, and it doesn't work well with that type of gameplay. So, I mean, Titanfall, it kind of forces you to do the right thing. You have to do the storyline. You know, whereas in the other system, when Brink, they didn't force you to do it, and it just became like an wholesale slaughter of everybody just running around like fucking ninjas killing each other.
And even then, they didn't really have the parkour system that they promised.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
but like I was saying about Final Fantasy 7, look, if they're making it, it better be something good. Because if that will ruin Square Enix forever. If they fuck up Final Fantasy 7, they're gonna Square Enix will go down the hole.
But you know what? It's like Crisis Core came out.
But it was good. Okay, yeah, you're right. Crisis Core. I mean, that's one of my favorite games.
They did Crisis Core, and Crisis Core changed Final Fantasy 7 forever.
But
like, if you play Crisis Core, you will never be able to play Final Fantasy 7 the same way again afterwards, because you will never see Eris and Zack the same way. It's like you see him and you're like, well, you've just ruined my life forever.
You know what? I after I play Crisis Core, I fucking hate Cloud. I despise Cloud. I despise Cloud so much.
I remember all that.
Because Crisis Core, I was like,
Cloud.
I was like, oh my god, Zack is the man. Zack is the perfect character, and then Cloud has to fuck it up by making believe he's Zack. No, bitch, you're not Zack. Damn it, you'll never be Zack.
So I mean, if they can pull off Crisis Core, right? I think they can pull off Final Fantasy VII.
But Crisis Core was a different mechanic. It was a different thing, and it was kind of new, and it was different elements. I'm talking about for them to capture Final Fantasy VII, they have to do the graphics right. The music has to be right. The way that the map, everything about Final Fantasy, they gotta capture it and turn it into HD, and it's gonna be hard for them.
Yeah. Because it's either gonna work or it's not. I mean,
so
that's
I'm
the way
saying,
they did it with Final Fantasy 3.
But
I think the only way
is different. I think for me being a fan, I think that if they're gonna fuck it up, they should just leave it alone.
I believe that if they were gonna,
even the voices,
if they're gonna fuck it up in any kind of way, the only way they would really fuck it up is if they take something essential out.
But they have to change it because, I mean, you're talking about PlayStation platform. We're talking about a game that came out in 1997.
Yeah, it can't be the same.
It has to change.
Yeah, but
that's like Fable.
Well,
that's like Fable. I don't mind Fable Anniversary.
Again,
the controls.
I don't mind certain things changing. That's not my problem. Like if they remaster the music and maybe have the guy actually play the rock versions that he does in his concerts and the Black Mages concerts.
Yeah, I
don't mind that. I don't mind that. I really don't, because that's basically Evan Children did that. They took the rock versions of the songs and they turned them real cool, and I don't mind that. But again, even goes down to voices. You don't want Sephiroth coming down and be like, "Hello, guys," because I'm like, really, really.
But I mean, you're gonna have it either way. I mean. If you make it exactly the same, it's gonna end up being shitty because the old mechanics of the game isn't gonna work, right? They're gonna have to make it a new entity, and they're gonna have to tell the same story, same story, but in a new way. So I mean, a lot of people are gonna hate it, or just because it's different. So I mean, when you play the game, you're just gonna have to take it with a grain of salt and say this is another imagination of the way Final Fantasy VII could have happened.
But it's the same guy, so I guess that's where the hope comes from.
But it's not the same writer. It's not the same writer.
I mean, if it's gonna be remastered,
if they're gonna keep it, I mean, look, if they change it, they have to change certain stuff. I understand that. That's fine.
They have to.
I mean, they're gonna change probably the battle system a little bit. That's fine with me.
They're actually gonna give him a face.
It's just
yeah, he'll have a face.
Fine. That's fine. Look, when they gave us in 2006 that tech demo of Final Fantasy VII for the PS3, I went crazy because it looked nice. It actually did the intro of Final Fantasy in fucking HD, good graphics. It was really close to Evan Children. Evan Children was an amazing movie. And it had nothing. It was just 2 years after the main game, and it was a good movie. I enjoy it, and I still watch it sometimes because I enjoy. I'm a fan of Final Fantasy. It's just I'm a little bit scared if they change it too much, where you're not recognizing that it's Final Fantasy VII. For example, storylines changes. Barrett is one of those guys that he curses in the game. If they take that element away from him, it's gone. That Barrett is not Barrett anymore. If Vincent is not that mysterious vampire dude that is quiet, it destroys the character. Cloud being a pussy ass emo guy,
Yes.
it's just gonna destroy Cloud. I don't want them to be like, oh, but we should make him more like Zack, like he should be fighting all the time.
No,
then it's gonna be like, you see,
because that changes him from his original storyline.
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm afraid of. Them changing
the story.
that element of the characters and the way he talks and things like that. Like if they take the voices from Crisis Core, they're the same people who did Crisis Core, and they put them into fine. I'll be fine with it. Because Crisis Core did an amazing job with the voice actors. But the storyline, those storylines, the way that you were in the world, I don't want them to change the way you're in the world and stuff like that. Because then after that, it's not Final Fantasy. I don't want it to be another Final Fantasy 13. They go, okay, I'm walking from Midgard straight to that place because guess what? We're in
I don't think
linear.
I don't think you're going to have an issue with that though. I mean, Final Fantasy VII is an open world. I mean, that was the big thing. So, I mean, if they're going to do it, they're going to make it an open world. The biggest thing that I'm worried about, the biggest issue I'm going to have, is they're going to have to update the battle system, and when they do, it's either going to win or it's going to lose. I mean, side-by-side scrolling battles are not going to work anymore.
Right.
You're going to have movement, you're going to have skill, because people want it. That's what people want. They want skill.
But if it worked for Ni no Kuni, the way that they make Ni no Kuni, why it can't work for Final Fantasy VII?
It just doesn't work, man.
It worked for Lost Odyssey.
It's hard.
I'll tell you what.
Did you ever play Radiana Stories?
No.
I mean, Radiana Stories has an amazing battle system. I think would work really well, but I mean, they would have to update it still. I mean, that's an older game, but I mean, the side-by-side scrollers, just like. I mean, if you're gonna hype it up with HD graphics and make it like Advent Children, you can't just keep it with your amazing-looking characters standing in a line against another line that's on the other side. I mean, the characters have to be moving; they have to be playing.
If they fix the surrounding area of that battle, and the way that the elements look and all that other stuff, and maybe have it like Final Fantasy X where you could change characters. Change character in the match, like changing characters in the match, making the summons look really cool with CGIs and really CGI moments. You'll forget about the fact that is there, because people still play Earthbound. People still play Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, and they don't mind it.
It's not gonna fly. I'm telling you. I mean, side by side isn't gonna fly.
If it's remastered, they're pretty much gonna keep a lot of stuff the same. They just gotta modify a couple things. Like on the Fable one, I still get a fucking loading screen. Like, really, you don't need a fucking load. You don't. Not like Xbox, but they still put the load. They still, because they can't change that, so they still have to add the loading screen. So we'll see what they do. I mean,
you guys need to realize. I think Oni realizes it, but when they make a remake, they're not only making it for the people that played it when it first came out, they're making it for the newer audience as well. Mm-hmm. So you have to update it in some certain way. Like Oni's saying, you can't keep the same battle system. Sure, the older players that will like that, but you need to update the battle system in some way, because I know plenty of people my age that don't want to play RPGs because you just sit there and press a button.
It's got to have skill. I mean, everybody wants skill now. Everybody wants the characters to be moving around, and they want to be able to see the physics. So I mean, you're going to have them moving.
Or Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I mean,
battle system.
We'll see what they come up, because again, they do own. You're right, Kingdom Hearts, and they have that stuff where you can upgrade swords and all that stuff. So we'll see what they do.
What I was thinking might be a good idea for them. I mean, you could stick with the battle system, the side-by-side battle system, but you would have to really update it in a way that shows off what you're doing. Like, you know how in Advent Children they have that battle scene where they all attack and they're running around and they're moving? I think that if they did something like that, but it's still the same basic game mechanics. You're still side-by-side, but they're making their characters move around in the actual scene. Like every second they're running or they're jumping off of a building, and then you
that's
choose
fine
what
with
your
me.
attacks that you want to be. You have a certain
You
time
know,
limit to choose the
that's
attacks
fine
that
with
you
me.
want.
I mean, it's
You
just
know, but that's going to have to happen because you can't just simply have them standing side by side. They can't
well,
just be standing there anymore. It's just not going to work. People are going to look at it and go, "This is boring," and they're going to
Well,
lose
I don't
interest.
mind. Like, I don't mind for me if it goes like the 10-13 battle system towards the end, the way that all the action is happening. But at the same time, the one thing I hated about 13 was the fact that if one person dies, it's over.
The whole thing is over.
You know, it's the way that you plan certain things. Like, okay, I'm about to go into this boss, and I know that I need to. The strategy is gone basically, because it's just okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change, and certain strategy that you used to use back in the days are gone, and that's what I've been trying to find in an RPG game. The way that I used to strategize against a boss in Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and 10. For example, for Seymour, when I used to play Final Fantasy X, I already knew if I died at boss scene, I already knew that I had to train to get to that. In Final Fantasy 13, I never had to like train. The only reason why I had to train was because I wanted to get Gil. You know, that was the only reason why I fought so much, because I had to get Gil. You know what I'm trying to say? That element is gone, and that's why I don't want. What Final Fantasy 7 was for me was I used my brain. It was an amazing storyline. The battle system, yeah, a lot of people didn't like the battle system back in the days. A lot of my friends was like, "Why are you playing that boring ass game?" And I'm like, "Yo, it's not boring. You really need to know what you're doing." Oh no,
Hey,
you're just standing
I
still.
totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, but there are a lot more people who are on the other side of the fence than us. Like me, I play tactics games. I mean, they're like sprites moving on like checkerboard boards, you know? I love those games. You know, there's millions of different combinations. It takes your brain. You have to come up with strategies. I love that. I'm not saying that I don't. But I mean, there are a lot of people out there. A lot of the gamer target audience have much shorter attention spans than they did back when we did. And those people are going to want something that's more advanced. Maybe they have a way that you can set it up on either game mode. You know, so that people that are old school will go like I want to go on old school mode, and they play side by side, and then people who are more action packed go into like a skill based attack system. I don't know. But I'm just saying there are a lot of people out there, and if they don't cater to those people, they're not gonna make it. There's just gonna be us who are liking it, the old school, and we're gonna be like, yes, it's amazing, but it's not gonna make money because there are all those gamer people who play on tablets, who play all those games that are gonna look at it, they're gonna go, this is boring, and they're gonna lose it. They're not gonna make enough money.
Again, look, the battle system, believe it or not, battle system is my least thing that I'm actually worried about in Final Fantasy X. I mean, again, I'm more worried about them changing the storyline or voice acting or the way that the map looks and things like that, making it more linear, shorter, things like that. You know, music. Like, for example, Mary, one of the songs from the Earthbound. What, didn't they remove one of the songs from Earthbound?
I expected when they brought it to the Wii U, I expected them to actually fix one of the mine spots, which is basically something you have to collect to get to the main boss. And when they brought it to the Wii U, I expected it, and they did not. They actually just took the original game and they brought it to the Wii U, and that's it.
So it was just an
they didn't do anything of a special thing with it. They just kind of upgraded the way it looks.
I think that
maybe they might do that.
I think that this talk of Final Fantasy is probably it's for like a podcast where we just talk about remakes of our favorite games. Because I know that Mary will probably go on a rant with Earthbound.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about if that would make. Or maybe we'll talk about Pokemon and on the Wii U or something like that, or maybe Fallout 4. I don't know, you know. But let's just continue now. After all the rumors, we're gonna go straight to news, and the first news is Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zero on Xbox One, PS4, PC, and 360 has been lowered down for $10.
In the UK.
It's actually
in the UK now, but
in the United States also.
They're bringing it to the US.
It's gonna be $30 instead of $40. A lot of people were complaining about the fact that it was only 3 hours long, and the price that they had it for should it be lower than.
It's Metal Gear.
But look, I don't care. I'm paying $10 less. That's fine with me, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's awesome price, but fuck, come on.
I don't like that they've reduced the price.
Yeah, there's something
like
scary about that.
Nope. I don't like that they've reduced the price because that reduces their profit margin and makes it so that the next one will be less in money for it.
Well, that or maybe they'll sell more.
Look, I think that I think that Konami doesn't have anything other than Metal Gear right now, so I think they'll throw any money at Konami.
They got Dynasty Warriors.
Permanent vacation.
They
got Dynasty Warriors with every abbreviation of it. But they've got League Stories and Gundam Stories.
I'll be honest.
Oh, Gundam is pretty cool.
I'll be honest. If Kojima says, I want to make a game, Konami was like, how much you need? And if he goes, I need $1 million or $2 million or $3 billion, they'll give it to him. You know why? Because every game that he does sells. Even if it's a game that comes with a demo of something, it sells. So I'm not worried about it. I think he's getting his money for Phantom Pain, and I think they know that Phantom Pain, the new one, is gonna really sell. I mean, it's coming out for 2 systems, and I think it's coming out for 4 or 5 systems, like for the 360 PC, PS3, PS4, and Xbox One. So it's gonna sell no matter what. You know, it's just gonna sell. I mean, anything that says Metal Gear.
$10 more. Imagine how much more money they would make.
Well, yeah, you're right. But again, a lot of people were, they have to. I guess they had to cater to the people who were complaining. Oh, it's 3 hours. Why am I paying $40? Man, whatever. You pay $60 for Left 4 Dead. It was just a fucking expansion pack. Shut up. But anyway,
right?
Same thing with Saints Row 4. Jesus Christ, we all paid $60 or more just for a fucking DLC. But anyway, we had a second. We had a second news, but I'm gonna skip that because that's more of a rant.
Okay.
Right.
So then,
yeah, that does become a rant, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does become a rant.
Don't even get me started.
That does become a rant. So I'm just gonna.
Let's skip that one.
I'm just gonna skip that one for the end because I know.
Don't even get near that Titanfall issue. I'm gonna get all upset about it.
Are you going into the price cut of the Xbox or what?
No, shut up.
That's the one we're skipping.
That's the one we're gonna skip. But anyway, another thing is that these people, I feel like GameStop put up the top selling games right now, and the infamous PS4 bundle is kicking the Titanfall bundle's ass right now. The Titanfall bundle is it's number 23, and infamous Second Son bundle is more money. It's actually like $23 more, I think it is, and it's number 1. Of course, you get PlayStation Plus for a month. You get an extra controller, and you get the game also. Mm-hmm. So
you don't get that
for
a year.
Oh, for a year.
PlayStation Plus for a year. Wow. It's $569.
Wow! They said, "Fuck, you get a game plus a year of PlayStation Plus."
Plus technically, controller.
That's technically 12 games and 12 to 13 games.
Controller.
Because you get free games and a second controller for. Yeah, that's not a bad price. Actually,
for $500.
Yeah, for 5 something. Yeah, for 5.
It's $570.
Which is only about what? It's only about what, $70 more than the Titanfall, and you don't get a controller and you don't get Xbox Live.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's basically $70 more. So you're basically paying for the year. And you're
not
getting
a game and not the controller.
Yeah, exactly. You're not paying.
Actually, no, you're
getting a controller and a game
you're getting like
free.
a $10 discount.
Oh shit! Yeah, basically.
It's not much of a price difference. I don't think people actually thought it through.
Well, but I mean, like Xbox Live for a year costs like $69.
$60.
Right, and then a game costs $60.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you get the other game, so we'll cut the game. But the controller costs what, $30? So you're about $100 difference.
Actually, the controller costs $60 for PS4.
Yeah, it's another $60.
So. No, but I'm talking about an Xbox 360 controller, right?
Oh.
An Xbox 360 controller runs you about $40, right?
Yeah,
So
but this
60
is an
and
Xbox
40.
One. This is an Xbox One bundle. So but so again, it's just numbers. It's not a big deal.
The Titanfall bundle, the Titanfall bundle does not come with an Xbox for a year. It comes for 1 month, right?
Yeah, 1 month.
And it only comes with one controller in it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's,
so I mean, whereas the other one, which is only $70 more, comes with the second controller, a year, and that same game. So if we X the games out, right, then you've got what 11 months of the subscription, and you've got an extra controller. So I mean, you're talking $60 for the subscription, and you're talking another $40 for the controller. So I mean, you're literally saving like $100.
But the PS4,
then you have to think about
$100 cheaper.
Exactly.
PS4 is $100 cheaper than an Xbox One. So
exactly.
if you're buying a year of PlayStation Plus, that's $450.
But just because the PlayStation 4 is cheaper than the 360 does not mean that it's not a better deal.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. I mean, if you're buying an
cash,
Xbox
I'm
One,
paying $100 more.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm getting $100. You know, I'm getting the controller, and I'm getting the subscription. So
that's
I mean, for the same price, I'm getting $100 worth more.
Yeah, it's basically
right. We understand. We were saying that it's not like Sony was trying to give us a better deal on this. You know, PS4 is
all their shit
$400.
is a better deal.
The year of PlayStation Plus is $50. That's $450 plus Infamous Second Son. That's another $60. That raises you up to $510. And then you throw on the other controller. That's $570, and that's the exact price of the bundle.
There you go.
It's not like they're giving you like a $20 let go of anything.
What they're actually doing is they're giving you a PS4 that is actually not in stock almost anywhere. So technically, it's like,
loaded.
Hey, you could get a PS4 now. You just have to buy it in a bundle, because that's basically what GameStop is doing now. GameStop is actually selling bundles. They're not selling the console by itself, unless you randomly find it. So this is good for people that don't have it and they want to pre-order it. I mean, you got 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks for Infamous to come out, so you can pre-order it, and you already have a PS4. This is just for people that doesn't have a PS4 yet, and they want one. And now they could secure one. You just have to wait for it, basically. Cause
not to mention the fact that like Microsoft just screwed the fuck out of like every retailer in the universe.
Yes, sir.
Because they've got like 100 copies of like the Xbox One in their system, and now they've got another system that's the exact same price with a game in it, and they're never gonna sell those 360s ever.
I know the old ones. You're right.
Like the guys at GameStop are like freaking the fuck out. I was out there this morning. They're like having a conniption fit. Like now that it's on there.
Okay.
On eBay, like there's a couple people selling like 5 games, 2 controllers, the console for like $600, 6 something. So I might have to go that route. Amazon, I'm actually looking at it now. Yeah, you're right. Everybody's selling bundles right now. Everybody.
Again, I don't know if Microsoft is going to earn a lot of money on this Titanfall bundle. A lot of people are pissed because it's 6-on-6. Some people are bashing it on the internet because of the beta, and the bots are horrible, and this is bad, and this is bad. I enjoy it. I love it. I'm getting it.
That's why they make a beta, so everybody can get their bullshit out of their ass already.
No, I mean, dude, it's like nobody. They release so many of the beta codes, and all these people are playing the betas for the very first time, and they like don't understand. They're like, this beta sucks. It's like, dude, all betas suck.
Yeah, that's what beta is.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like betas are precisely made for those kind of people that'll get, you know. The reason the beta is there is for people to tell us what's wrong with it. So go ahead, bullshit all you want, and we shall try to fix it. That's what beta is.
Just make sure that if you're saying this beta sucks, that you're going onto the forums and you're reporting why the beta sucks so they can fix it.
Exactly.
At least do that, right? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the beta, so I didn't have to report anything. It matchmade me, like I was matchmaking, it was good. I think the people were having problems with the way that the party system worked. I think that was the bad part about it. But I wasn't in a party because at that time none of you guys have an Xbox One at that time, and
Right.
I don't have nobody on my friends list that has an Xbox One, and the only person that now you do.
Yeah.
But but it's funny because
and then 3 days later the Titanfall bundle comes out, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's our next news. Don't worry about it. So anyway, but again, Million, you were gonna say something, right?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, man, that game looks really awesome. I can't wait to play it. It might not be Xbox One.
I'm gonna get it for the 360 because I know that you're going to get it, and I know Dirk is gonna get it. Mark said he's gonna get it. A lot of people are gonna get it for the 360. So I'm getting it for the Xbox One and the 360.
You guys better not make me play 360. I'm so pissed off.
Hey, we made you play 360 the other night.
Yeah, did you see how long it took me to find a microphone that actually worked for it?
It took a minute.
Like a half an hour.
Are we gonna do the ranting part now?
So the next big news is the big news and the rant and everything around it. Ladies and gentlemen, Titanfall bundle kit. It's been announced. People went crazy. People are complaining. People are saying, "Fuck you, Microsoft." It's just, but UK is worse because in UK they actually lowered down $100. They actually lowered it down $100. It was £4.99 or whatever.
Right.
Now it's $3.99. $3.99 is $3.99, and games and some game stores and Amazon actually lowered it down $20 to $40 more because of course you guys got the Xbox One and then you guys got the Titanfall bundle. Like, oh, we're gonna. So they actually lowered down this bundle. My complaint with it. This is my biggest complaint with the Titanfall bundle. If Xbox 360 made special edition consoles with Call of Duty, Halo, why the fuck we don't get a special edition Titanfall bundle? Like with
because
a nice
it's the same
fucking
price.
But again, come on, it just
they'd have to charge more if it was the other one, and then people wouldn't buy them.
Yeah, it's just I think that was just a wrong. At least give them at least give them the controller, the Titanfall controller. Jesus Christ, make the Kinect look white. I don't know.
Or at least make it so that people who bought the Xbox One in the last 14 days can actually get the fucking game for free download, because it's not going to cost you any money. Because it's not like it's a physical copy. It's like an actual download copy. I mean, it's like $0 for Microsoft.
So you're technically paying for an Xbox One with a camera and a cardboard box that gives you a code. That's
pretty much. They give you a box that's exactly the same as they were normally giving you. They hand it to you, and then they give you a receipt with a code on it and say, "Here's your copy of Titanfall. When it comes out, download it."
There you go.
But not only that, it's like now you gotta, because Microsoft announced that you cannot preload this game. So first of all, if you're ordering from Amazon, you gotta wait until UPS gives it to you. That's one. Or if you go to GameStop midnight release, whatever, you go. So now you have to download the game. That's 40 gigs. So if you have bad connection, sorry, but you're gonna stay there all night.
Oh,
so
and it's gonna crash the servers. It's gonna crash the servers.
Exactly
we're gonna have a PS4 launch day all over it.
That is exactly what I was gonna say. Shit is gonna break.
It's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna hit the fan.
It's gonna be another Grand Theft Auto 5.
Doesn't work.
Situation.
It's gonna be like one of those snowblower fans with shit coming out of it. Yeah. Just like that.
But not only that,
Final
wait
Fantasy
a minute.
14.
You're not only downloading the game, you also have to install it. Mind you, I don't know if they fix this, but Rise Son of Rome's, I'm not lying, it took me an hour and 30 minutes to fucking install that game into my Xbox One.
They have not fixed that because, like, 4 days ago, I installed Dead Rising 3 and it took 4 hours. From the disc.
So pretty much for what we know, Titanfall is gonna take about 24 hours to fucking download.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna take that long. I'm not gonna.
It'll take 15 minutes to download if it's a full connection, but it'll take like 24 hours to actually install because this takes
to install.
So you're saying that police officers or pizza delivery will get to your house sooner than before your game downloads?
Dude,
Yeah.
EA Pizza will get to your house before that game.
So
I just
basically, the Xbox One took the PS3's problem.
And made it
Yeah.
their own.
Yeah. Because that's the only thing I hate about my PS3.
They're
is
like,
the
wait.
install.
That worked for PS4. Let's do that.
Like, let's try it. Fuck.
You know, I don't know what it is. I think what they did was they took the Blu-ray drive that the PS3 had. Because if you guys know the Blu-ray drive, the reason why installing was so long was because the Blu-ray drive on the PS3 only read at 2.5 speed. So I don't know. I think that the Blu-ray drive on this is probably going to be the same. Because they're saying that if you download a game, it actually is faster to install than a disc. So it could be the Blu-ray drive that it sucks.
But
I think it's not really a Blu-ray drive. It's like a purple ray drive.
So I mean, I don't know if it's based on the because Killer Instinct kind of installed fast. Killer Instinct was only like 3 or 4 gigs, but still it installed pretty fast.
Well,
now the game that pissed me off was Just Dance. We installed half of it. We were playing, and we had to wait until the other song. We would play 2 or 3 songs because that was what's ready, and then we would have to wait until the other songs installed. And I was so pissed. I was like, "Fuck this shit."
It could also be. I mean, originally they were saying that they were designing the Xbox One to be all digital.
Yeah, maybe. That's
so it might also be that there was a last minute put that Blu-ray drive in there. I mean, there's no way to say for certain. I mean, it's just speculation. Right. But I mean, it could be that it downloads things faster and it installs them faster when they're digital copies because that's what it was originally designed to do.
Now, one thing I had a problem with my Xbox One when we were gonna play Dead Rising 3. I was putting the game in, and I will start the game, and I will go back to the dashboard. It will tell me that this game failed to authorize. The Xbox failed to authorize this app. Please sign in and sign out. And then I signed in and signed back out, and it still gave me that problem. So I had to unplug my Xbox, unplug it from the wall, from the electricity, plug it back in so it could actually let me supposedly authorize this. That I don't know if that was DRM. I mean, the DRM shit. I don't know what it was, but I was pissed. And then,
how about Dead Rising 3 when we were trying to play Dead Rising 3?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
It installed it in my computer, and then I was playing it, right, single player, and then it finished installing, right, and it's like you must turn off the game and turn it back on again for the game to complete install so you can play multiplayer. And I was like, how do you turn off the game, Soul?
And I was like,
and he's like, I don't know. I don't think you can turn off the game. And I'm like, oh shit. How do I turn it off to make it install? And then I was worried about whether or not if I unplugged it and plugged it back in again, it would lose the download and have to start over again. I was like,
all right, let me explain that. The reason why Xbox does that is because when you're playing a game, it stays at the same mark. Like for example, if I turn on my Xbox and the last thing I did was playing Dead Rising, when I turn it on and go to Dead Rising, it will actually come up to that part. I'll be there.
But I don't have any other games. It's
I
can't pull it out and put another game in there.
Exactly. You were different. Like if I'm watching Hulu Plus or anything, I can actually go back to that. It will actually stay there on the pause menu. So I'll go back and it'll be right there. I don't have to go press start, see the intro. I don't have to do none of that. That's cool, but at the same time, that's why when Oni asked me how you turn off the game, I was like, oh.
I think
it's like I couldn't get the game to turn off, and I had to restart the entire console to start because I don't have any other games.
Yeah, that was just the power.
Does the Xbox One have a task manager? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, like the phone. No, I haven't seen it. So yeah.
If it does, there is no voice command for it because I can't even figure out how to get the thing to work properly with Amazon commands. Amazon Instant Video. I'm like, it's like start app, and I'm like, okay, start Amazon Instant Video, and it's like got 4 episodes there, and I'm like, how do I make it play an episode? I'm like, Xbox play episode 4, and it's like I don't understand. And I'm like, enter, and it's like, I don't understand. And I'm like, oh, God, you're making me crazy.
The way
That
for
says
me with the
Xbox
Kinect, I
still
hate
don't
it. I hate
understand.
it. The way that you use the Kinect, you have to for Amazon Video. We were doing that to it. And I noticed that when you say Xbox, it automatically pops up that lower gray screen. So for that not to come up, we have to say Xbox Play, and then that screen pops up. Everything turns into green that you can say, and then you have to select and go up, down, left, right. Next page.
Every time I try to do it, I say Xbox Play and it says option cannot be performed here.
So I want to ask you, Oni, how mad were you when you saw the Titanfall bundle? I know that you messaged the chat room, and I was like, man, I knew about this 3 days ago. I knew he was gonna say something about it. I mean, I knew it about it earlier.
The morning that Soul showed me that, I'm like, oh
so
god,
pissed.
Oni.
Yeah, I was like, the first thing me and Mary said was, Oni's gonna be pissed.
We were like, oh my god, Oni.
Because he bought the Xbox.
No, they sent me a motherfucking email. Like straight up, like they sent me an email. It was like, hey, guess what? We know that you just bought an Xbox One, but we're now producing this instead. So you should take it back and get one of ours instead. And I was like, what? Are you serious? So I called them and they were like, they gave me a hard time, and then eventually like I had to go down to GameStop and talk to them, and GameStop, they were unhelpful.
You look so sad. Look at that.
Wow,
They pretty much like, so as far as Microsoft is concerned, they're like, you bought it 3 days ago before we produced our little bundle, so
before we announced
you're fucked. We're gonna steal $60 from you.
Yep.
So I spoke to them, and apparently they knew that the bundle was coming out last week. However, they did not know the price tag on it. So they thought it was going to be a bundle like one of the other bundles. So that's why they weren't pushing it at the time. So when I went in there and I showed them the email, like they hadn't even seen the email yet that Microsoft had sent. They looked at it and they went, "Oh fucking shit!" That literally the guy was like, "Oh fucking shit." They like totally undercut us and they didn't say anything about it. He's like, "This is gonna blow up and I'm gonna have an issue." Like this afternoon, I'm gonna have an issue because I was already down there at like 10 o'clock in the morning, right when they just opened.
Damn,
and they're
they
like,
opened the door, dude.
They opened the door. I was there at the door, like, what the fuck?
They were barely eating their sausage muffin while you walked in.
Glass on the door.
Yeah, I was like standing outside their door, like they're just like there's this angry guy standing outside the door right now. He looks really angry. I think something's going down.
Like telling you were fogging up the door, like open this shit.
So
I
mean,
it's funny. Couldn't you like you can't even fuck up your Xbox, like try to fuck it up and like tell them, hey guys, my Xbox is messed up. You know, it's due 30 days.
But the corporate office, the corporate GameStop was very. I spoke to them and they were very kind to me. So I mean, they might be doing something in the future. They let on that they might be doing some kind of something for that for people who bought like within the month. They said that that's a possibility that they're considering it. So it may be something that's going to happen, but they refuse to release anything to me directly. So I mean, it's one of those things that may happen in the future, but they're not discussing it at this point. So I mean, before you call GameStop and you say, "Oh my God, this is happening to me," be aware that they know that a lot of people are upset about it and they are considering options and they are talking with Microsoft to see if download copies for people who bought them within 30 days, that kind of thing, is gonna be a feasible solution. But at this point, it's a no.
It's no-go.
It's a no-go. At this point, GameStop is expressing that returns, they still are not going to be able to give full credit for returns of the product, but they may be willing to give higher amounts for the returns, seeing as though that's good for them and for everyone else. because they get the game consoles, and since it's a used console, they can mark down the price for sale, which increases their sales of those devices.
And
also,
they keep that.
They get the new sale as well, which is also good for them. But once again, one of those things that the corporate office is not confirming or not saying at this point. So, I mean, we're just going to have to keep an eye out for that in the future. But as it is right now, if you call them and you say, "I want this," they're going to say no. So, I mean, don't do it. Don't call them. Don't be like, "Hey, I want this." They're not going to do it for you.
I heard this again.
Keep an eye out. It might happen in the future. So, I mean, it's one of those things that they're saying we're talking about it, but they're not actually doing it at this point. So,
wow. Anyway, can you guys hear me?
That's deep.
Literally, I spoke to like Microsoft. I spoke to corporate GameStop. I spoke to Amazon. I spoke to a bunch of people this morning and yesterday morning, and I was livid on the phone, and they were angry. They're very upset right now, and a lot of the game companies are very upset with Microsoft. Like I said, they didn't know that Microsoft was going to give the same price point as the actual systems, and
it wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense. So
a lot of GameStops have those systems sitting in their stocks now, and they're afraid they're never going to be able to sell them ever because now they've got these other ones coming through. So the other thing that they're worried about right now is they don't know how many of those particular copies they're going to be getting. So, I mean, if you are interested in getting it, make sure you go down to GameStop and you reserve it right away, because the way GameStop works is they only get the amount of those items that they get in from based off of pre-orders. So, I mean, like games as well, you get a pre-order and they base how many pre-orders and how many extra copies they get. So if only one person pre-orders it, they only buy 3 copies. So, I mean, if 1 million people buy it, they're going to buy 3 million copies, and they're going to have a bunch of copies in their store. So, I mean, if it's something that you want, make sure you go out and pre-order it so that they know how many they're going to get, or you're going to end up not having enough.
That happens a lot with the special editions.
Yeah.
Or
games, you know, games that are not as
even
popular.
Though, I'll be honest with you, sometimes they do get a lot of cancellations, because I went to a GameStop and this guy was like, "Yo, you want Dead Island?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Yo, I got Dead Island, the special edition, in the back of the store."
Dead Island,
and I was like, "How much?" I was like, "How much is it?" No, it's the Riptide one. And I was like, "How much is it?" They were like, "It's like $100." I was like, "If you give me a discount, all right, I'll give it to you for like $80." I was like, "No, sorry."
Dead Island's a completely different story, because a bunch of people pre-ordered Dead Island, right? And then like 5 people got them home and realized it sucked, and then everybody canceled it.
He also offered me he also offered me the Injustice special edition, and and when he told me that, I was like, "Oh man, I won that game. I won the statue, because it's Wonder Woman versus Batman." And it was kind of cool. I was like, "Yo, I want it." He was like, "Yeah, it's $100." I was like, "Dude, I just spent like mad money just now because I just got an Xbox One and PS4, and you know it because I just bought Dead Rising 3 and all these games." Yeah, he was like, "Nah, man, I can't give it to you less than $100." I was like, "Why you fucking offered it, damn it?" So
we should go back and ask if it's still there.
Maybe it's probably still there. I mean, I've seen Assassin's Creed 2. You know.
They need to that was a tactical mistake on the people who made Titanfall. It was a tactical mistake.
It's EA, man. It's EA.
I know, but EA made a tactical mistake on that. It's like, so soon after everyone paid the high price tag for the consoles, they shouldn't be producing such a high price tag collector's edition. They should have produced all the normal ones, and then like 3 months from now, they should have produced the collector's edition with some kind of added content. You know,
it comes with. I think the reason why it costs so much is that big ass Titan, and I didn't know that they actually have a hardcover art book also in the bundle. Yeah. Something that normally doesn't happen. But again, it's just there's certain like I didn't even pay that much money for the Last of Us collector's edition,
and that was a fucking huge box.
And that was pretty big. It was like 150, I think it was.
Yeah, we paid 150.
So the statue's made of like freaking pewter. It's like ridiculous.
Oh wow!
The one for Titanfall?
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, that'll definitely.
It's
That'll
ridiculous.
definitely
It's
rank
like
up the price.
it's huge. It's like either made of pewter or it's like coated with pewter. It's like ridiculous.
It's the statue and the quality of the statue and probably even the people who made the statue that ranks up the price. The collection of the artwork, and it's a hardcover book. Definitely another thing that'll rank up the price.
Yeah, but it's still like
it becomes difficult.
It's $100 cheaper. It's basically $250 cheaper than the PS4. You can buy a fucking Vita with that kind of money.
Right.
It's just
that has to be some kind of.
Says the Vita lover here.
I know,
Someone
hey.
who, like loves his Vitas, like
yeah,
you
I
can
do.
Vita with that.
But you know, I could take that money and buy another Vita, fucker. But
quality,
anyway, I'm just saying, you know,
the quality of that statue and all the things that are in there have to be top notch.
Yeah, but again, look, I was watching the unboxing, and a lot of people from the comments that were like, "I'm not getting this piece of shit. It's $250. That's another console. What's the point? I just paid."
So now you can get me a Vita, and I'll forgive you for not getting the collection.
Oh, whatever.
Hey, if you get a Vita, then we all have to play games. I mean, seriously, because that Vita never gets used. The only thing I use that Vita for is like playing old school games like Chrono Trigger and like Final Fantasy. I'm like, Chrono Trigger. It's like this is the most advanced piece of technology in my hand, and I'm like, Chrono Trigger, yeah.
I've actually been playing
my Vita till this for March, and then I won't be playing it again till May.
Coming out in March.
March, I'm getting Final Fantasy X for Vita.
Yep, me too.
I'm not getting it for the PS3.
Babe!
I'm actually getting it for
both. Vita.
And then Borderlands 2 for the Vita comes out in May.
Yeah,
supposedly. Because it was supposed to come out in March, but then it got moved back to May. Who knows if it'll go move back again.
Yeah, I'll definitely get that one too. But anyway, let's cut the show. I think that's it.
Well,
so, ladies and gentlemen, we're ending the podcast. We talked about a lot. We actually all talked about something. It was actually a pretty interesting conversation. If you guys enjoyed that, please give us a like, a share, a subscribe to our YouTube and subscribe to our podcast. We're on iTunes also, so you can check us out on iTunes, Podomatic, and of course, YouTube. This is that's right. And also, if you guys want to watch our other videos, we got Million's Corner. Also, we also have our Let's Play videos, our play videos, Gaming X Plays. We did a Gaming X Plays. We played Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah,
and we have a nice little. We're gonna have a nice little.
We're gonna have a death montage because.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a little.
I am
we're gonna have a
working on a death montage.
We're working on a death montage of how many times we fucking died.
Oh Jesus!
How many times it took us to actually get the gas can in the fucking car?
So it's gonna be like a Gaming X fail at Left 4 Dead 2. So it's kind of cool. We're working on a lot of content for YouTube, and of course, make sure you check out our page. Everything's in the description below on the side next to it. It doesn't matter where the description is. You're going to get all that information in the description. Again, I'm Sorry Riley. Of course, the one and only, the pain in the ass, Mary was here too.
Hi, okay,
the
bye.
Sexy, the one and only Mr. Million69. Also,
gamers.
check out his review on Plant vs. Zombies.
Yes.
Garden Warfare is live on YouTube. Of course, we have the N7 Sketcher. If you guys want to wonder, that he is the genius of our nice girl logos that we have all over the place. So he's the drawer of it.
He needs to make more.
And of course, the man, the PC
playing.
gamer, Mr. Titanfall, Oni.
Mr. Comfortable Man in his couch.
Yep.
I
love this couch. I love this couch. Yeah, it's amazing.
Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and of course, as always, Gaming X is out.
Bye.